Be seated.
As my summer Jordan.
Good evening. Before we get started, we'd like everyone to silence their phones. Nobody wants to hear your ringtone during graduation. Good evening, I'm Hal Higdon, Chancellor of Ozarks Technical Community College. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2018 High School Equivalency Graduation. To all the families and friends here tonight, thank you for helping us celebrate this important event in the lives of our graduates. We're also proud of you, we're proud to recognize your success, and we're honored to be here with you today. Joining me on stage is our featured speaker, Mr. Andy Salmon, who will introduce more completely in a few minutes. In addition, I'm honored to have several honored guests tonight. Joining me on stage are two of our members of Board of Trustees, Mr. John Gentry and Ms. Jennifer Kennally, the chairman of our board. Let's give them all a hand. Also in our audience tonight and with us, and please hold your applause to the end, are several administrators of the college: Marla Moody, Vice Chancellor for Finance; Mark Miller, College Director of Communications and Marketing; Tim Baltus, Associate Vice Chancellor for Human Resources and Workforce Development; Rob Rector, Vice Chancellor for Administrative Services; Joan Barrett, Dr. Joan Barrett, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs; Mr. David Esping, Chief Technology Officer; and Ms. Stephanie Sumners, Chief of Staff and Executive Director of the Foundation. Please join me in recognizing them. Last but certainly not least, with us tonight are the instructors and staff of the Adult Education and Literacy Program at OTC. These individuals have been absolutely critical to the educational success of our students. Please join me in recognizing this group of amazing educators with a huge round of applause. Before we go any further, I want to congratulate our graduates tonight. There is no graduation I look forward to more than this. Seeing you cross the stage tonight, knowing how much hard work you've put in to getting to this point, the life circumstances some of you have had to overcome, you're an inspiration to all of us. So family and friends, let's give them their first big round of applause tonight. Again, welcome to this evening's ceremony and thank you for coming. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the President of our Board of Trustees, Ms. Jennifer Kennally.
Good evening. On behalf of the OTC Board of Trustees, I want to congratulate you on your graduation here tonight. Today, you're taking the next step in your life toward a better career or continuing your education. The commitment that you have made to achieving your goal is to be admired, and we are very, very proud of you. I know that many of you have sacrificed. You've sacrificed and spent time away from your family and your friends, time away from your job and other commitments in order to reach this goal of attaining your degree. You are an inspiration to everybody in this room. I'd like to thank the family members that are here tonight in support of your graduates. I'd like to thank all of the instructors here tonight for guiding your students along the way. You are all part of making this important accomplishment a reality. So, thank you, graduates. Thank you for choosing OTC. Congratulations and best wishes.
Good evening. I'm Tracy McGrady, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. I'm honored tonight to introduce the 2018 High School Equivalency Graduation Speaker, Andy Salmon. Mr. Salmon has had a variety of life experiences which he will soon share with you. He was born and raised in northern New Jersey, but made his way to the Ozarks to attend Drury University, where he obtained his bachelor's degree in English. Mr. Salmon later obtained a teaching certificate from MSU, has worked as a drug and alcohol abuse prevention specialist, worked as a life skills facilitator at a local halfway house for men, and for the last 21 years has served OTC as an instructor in the Adult Education and Literacy program. If you think of all of these different jobs, they all share one common theme, and that is helping others live their best life. Andy is a special person who has had a profound and positive influence on countless lives, and I am honored to introduce him to you tonight. Please help me welcome Andy Salmon.
Welcome everyone, especially all of you HSE graduates and your family and friends. And I want to acknowledge several others here. Dr. Hal Higdon, Chancellor of the OTC campuses and OTC board members, who are to be congratulated on the passage of the recent tax propositions that will allow for OTC to expand in its programs it offers and build new buildings on different campuses, as well as create a new campus in Republic. In our immediate area, from Bolivar to Hollister, from Lebanon to Reed Spring, OTC has made it possible for us to have this thing called Adult Education and Literacy, or AEL. And by the way, the AEL program in the state of Missouri was recently recognized as the #1 adult education program in the nation for having 65% of its students make an academic gain of at least one educational level. How about that? I also want to acknowledge our AEL director and leader, Ramona George. Ramona has supported me mightily and is a big reason why I've stayed in AEL these past 21 years. Thank you, Ramona, for offering me the opportunity to speak tonight in this, my final year as an AEL instructor. I also want to thank my fellow instructors and staff, many of whom I've had the good fortune to work with. Sister Jane, Nancy, my fantastic sub, the never-ending reader, Kathy, Ginger and Brenda, who were out there in the hallway greeting everyone, and many, many others. Finally, to our AEL volunteers who have given freely of yourselves and so enrich our program, thank you for everything you do. I currently have 4 outstanding volunteers helping me in my day class at Ozark. Volunteers who are here this evening, would you please rise for a moment to be recognized? And let's give them a hand. Any of you who are volunteers here, I know you may be gun shy, but please rise to be recognized. These folks really make our program go, and we can't thank you enough for what you do. Now I'd like to share a bit of my life with you and talk about your future, because there is more for you to do. From the time I was 14 until I was 41, I worked a variety of run-of-the-mill, non-professional jobs, over 20 in all. Mowing yards, throwing newspapers, those things we used to read, picking up rocks on a golf course, warehouse work and delivery, driving all kinds of trucks, taxi cabs, dump trucks, trash trucks. I furnished my apartment with stuff that people threw away. And laying and salting deer and cowhide up in Montana. that was a job. Later, I returned to college and achieved a degree in English, and 15 years later, at age 42, I obtained my teaching certification, which allowed me to work as an educator in the drug and alcohol field and with men getting out of prison at Alpha House here in Springfield. Why do I mention these jobs I've had? Simply to illustrate that you never know how your experience can add and lead to something very good for you. After my contract ended with working with men at Alpha House, a kind of miracle happened, and finally, all of my past work allowed me to come into my own when I landed, and I say landed, as an instructor at adult education and literacy. It just happened. I didn't know anyone in AEL, but all my past experiences, the various jobs, vagabonding around the country, going back to complete my teaching certification, led me to that moment in this work that I now do with you graduates. And I say with you because the way I do it is like this. When you enter my classroom, I am looking to build a relationship with you. Life is all about relationships. If you don't eventually trust me, our class probably isn't going to work for you, is it? If you don't trust me, how in the world are you going to feel safe and comfortable in my class? So I put a ton of my energy into trying to make and form a connection with you. Once that happens, good things can occur. But this education thing is a two-way street. I pour my life into my students, and you usually reciprocate. Give back by working your butts off and pour your life right back into me. It is the greatest feeling in the world for me to have a student want to pass his or her high-set test so badly that they will hound me for extra work to do. And Tara, I'm thinking of you. And at our class in Ozark, I had a student who's here tonight, Ramanda, who drove over an hour one way to come to my class every single day she could. She didn't let anything get in her way of getting this done. And there are many of you who had to juggle work, your children's school, along with attending our class. How did you do that? I really stand in awe of you, and I salute you, all of you. But let me get back to talking about you and your future. One day, 4 years ago, while waiting in a hallway at Cox South Emergency, a voice behind me said, "Is that you, Andy?" I could not mistake that British accent. It was Caroline, a student of mine from 2007. She had become a full-fledged nurse. Just 3 weeks ago, I ran into one of our AEL grads at our Ozark campus. Cynthia is 50-something. Over a year and a half ago, both she and her husband, Ken, were laid off from the company that they had worked at for a number of years. Cynthia didn't have her high school diploma, but Ken did. So Cynthia came to class. Ken wanted to take classes at OTC, but he was unsure about college. He knew how to set up and wire equipment on the job like you wouldn't believe. But for years and years, he hadn't done any academic work. The reading, writing, the math, like you have to do in regular classes at OTC. After Ken saw how Cynthia was doing in our class, he decided to use us to brush up on some basic skills, and guess what? Mainly math and writing. And boy, was he glad that he did. Cynthia passed her high-set exam a little over a year ago, and then she and Ken began taking classes at OTC. Now get this, Ken and Cynthia are both set to complete their degrees at OTC this coming December. And Ken has already been offered a great job by a real good company in Ozark with health benefits out the wazoo. These past graduates paved the way for you. They let you know you can go on and do so much more. Of course, some of you may have no intentions of continuing your education, but having this HSE certificate can open many doors for you as you pursue the work of your choice. And believe me, more and more employers are wanting to see this high school equivalency certificate. Those of you who intend to take a shot at college and attend OTC, please take advantage of the opportunity to get started by taking one class for free. You get one 3-hour class from having achieved your high-set certificate, which is worth about $330 as a way to get your foot in the door of this thing called college. So, graduates, once again, I salute you. You have been persistent and persevered, but there is more for you to do. I hope you take away at least a couple of things from your experiences in our classes. 1, recognize what your hard work can do for you and find something that you love to do and do it. It may take some time to find it, like it did me. And 2, in whatever you do, in the workplace, at home, I hope that you will pour life into others, because when you do, you become a flame that can ignite others to in turn pour their life into even more of us. And this stream of life, of love, will not end. Finally, please give yourselves a roar. I really mean this. Let me hear you roar for what you have accomplished. Give yourselves, your family, and supporting friends, your instructors, our volunteers, everyone involved, a big hand. Let us hear you roar. Thank you.
Ozarks Technical Community College has over 1,000 students in our adult education and literacy program. And this year we have had over 200 students, I think 217 actually, successfully complete all 5 parts of the high school equivalency exam. Those 5 parts include exams over reading, writing, mathematics, science, and social science. Would the graduating class of 2018 please stand and make your way to the stage to be recognized and receive your certificates.
Abby Pratt. Sasha Birch. Danielle Kingsley. Ambry Schaefer. Nicholas Vanderschaft. Cruz Escobar. Hannah Giffen. Brandon Giffen. Caitlin DeLay. Sandra Smith. Myron Willis. Joshua Smoot. Alexis Wilson. Michael Baker Sr. Thaddeus Finney. Valerie Williams. Jeremy Sample. Mariah Smith. Madison Castleberry. Erica Price. Caitlin Zahn. Cody Clark. Rebecca Skybo. Kent Anderson. Cody Crawford. Angelica Pedrosa. Ruth Ann Vent. Caitlin Legan. Savannah Booth. Dawn Burt. Mariah Hollingshead. Karis Jermilo. Angie Hunter. Taryn Compton. Hannah Ferguson. Melody Bevan. Jacob Shue. Keith Adams. Delana Paxton. Rebecca Evelyn. Elizabeth Nerness. Tiffany Harrell. Michael Ishii. Megan Mansker. Mary Blackburn. Jeanette Mullins. Ramada Todd. Brianna York. Miranda Choates. Jordan Johnson. Justice Lure. Brianna Shanahan. Jordan Martin. Nathan Hughes. Teddy Wallace. Robin Love. Aaron Tackett. Rachel Phillips. Jewel Miller. Joshua Miller. Mary Batdorf. Taylor Wyckoff. Cage Holloway. Shanoa Keithley. Marybeth Jordan. Frank Poston Jr. Joshua Jackson. John Newsom. Tierney Gibbons. Reza Cintron. Jason Wellsford. Matthew Williams. Piper Bailey. Nicole Woodward. Ethan Pratt. Jacob Dukes. Ash Van Dyken.
Congratulations, graduates. We want you all to take time tonight to celebrate this dramatic achievement in your life. But tomorrow I want to encourage you to start making plans for your education. As mentioned before by our speaker, we want to start you on your path to higher education. So each of you have the 3 credit hour college credit course. As mentioned earlier, that's a $300 investment in you that our Board of Trustees and the college have said, we want you to go to college, we want you to start. And one thing I know about people from the Ozarks, when you've earned something, you need to use it. So I'm encouraging you to use your 3 hours of free credit. You will never regret it. And I hope to see you this summer in class, if not this summer, this fall at one of our campuses. Now graduates, please stand and move your tassel, if you haven't already, from right to left to signify this great accomplishment and the beginning of a new chapter in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, because the recessional is an important part of the ceremony honoring our graduates, I ask the audience please remain in place until all the graduates that have exited the theater. Thank you for coming, and now please stand to honor our graduates.